Today we're going to be talking about my top 10 comedies that got poor reviews. Comedy genre gets a lot of shit, and I think a lot of the times it's because of the weaker storylines and because comedy's so subjective. And then you have critics who don't like the style of humor. You have critics that get offended, and it just leads to poor reviews. I think the comedy genre overall gets a pretty bad rep. I'm defining poor critic reviews as under 60% positive reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, aka a rotten tomato. Number 10, My Boss's Daughter, directed by David Zucker, who you may know from Scary Movie 3, Scary Movie 4, and Airplane, directs this hilarious comedy starring Ashton Kutcher and Tara Reid. Ashton Kutcher, who has a crush on his boss's daughter, agrees to watch his boss's house in place of his daughter, played by Tara Reid. I get why it got such poor reviews. The storyline's not the strongest, and it really is a very specific style of humor, but this one really had me laughing out loud.
Lisa.
Number 9, Dude, Where's My Car? This one's a cult classic. And again, I think this one got poor reviews for the same reason as My Boss's Daughter. It's probably the really thin storyline. We follow Chester and Jesse, played by Sean William Scott and Ashton Kutcher, who embark on a journey to find their car. And along the way, they are approached by several bizarre actors who are asking for the continuum transfunctioner to save the world. Just so funny. And it really, the chemistry between Sean William Scott and Ashton Kutcher in this one's golden.
Go! You gotta go. Are you crazy? I'm surrounded by breakdancing strippers. Seriously, dude, this is an emergency. So is this, dude. It's a breakdancing stripper emergency.
Number 8, PCU. Yeah, this one probably gets poor reviews as well because it's viewed for having a thin storyline, but this is just a fun one. You know, short movie, it's under an hour and a half. It's one that really captures your attention from beginning to end. Just a ton of really fun set pieces. Jeremy Piven is great in this movie.
See these girls?
Yeah.
No, you don't. Those are women. You call them girls and they'll pop your figs.
Save the whales.
Gays in the military now!
Free Nelson Mandela.
They freed him already.
So I'm obviously recording this way after the fact. This is clearly not the same room or video quality of the original video, but apparently I forgot to list off number 7 in the video. So number 7 is The Change-Up. This is starring Jason Bateman, Ryan Reynolds, and Leslie Mann, and it's directed by the same guy who directed Wedding Crashers and David Dobkin. And then Scott Moore and John Lucas, the same writers of The Hangover, wrote this movie as well. I mean, it's really just a perfect combination of creative talent on both the cast and crew side. I have no idea why this movie got such bad reviews. I mean, it is freaking hilarious. Like, it's honestly one of the highest laugh counts of any movie I've ever seen. Ryan Reynolds playing the sex-crazed bachelor. We have Jason Bateman, the family man. They have this Freaky Friday style body switch. As you can imagine, crazy comedic madness ensues throughout. I mean, it's just again, such a great cast, such a great directing and writing team. I mean, it's seriously a movie I can go back to time after time and just laugh every time.
Listen to me, it's just like trying to a Catholic girl. If she keeps on making out with you, she's not leaving your Fiero. It means she really wants to. Do you know what I mean?
No, Dave, we most definitely do not know what you mean.
Number 6, American Wedding. This one has one of the highest counts of set pieces in a movie that I've ever seen. While it's not my favorite American Pie, it might just be the funniest. You really get to see Sean William Scott, who plays Steve Stifler in the movie, take on a great range as an actor. You see him pretending to be a gentleman, you see the classic Stiffmeister, and you see him actually being a gentleman. And you also get to see Sean William Scott show off some great dance moves.
This is a little difficult to explain. Look, you're okay. You're okay. I mean, I like you. Yeah, great. You can blow me after practice.
Number 5, The Internship. We get Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson teaming up together for the first time since Wedding Crashers in a hilarious comedy about 2 burnt-out salesmen who need a change in their career, and they apply for an internship at Google amongst several 20-something-year-olds. These are 2 of the best comedic actors of our time, so like whenever you put them in a movie together, it's just gonna be so entertaining.
Some of us aren't under 21, so if you want to grab a cold one with me, I'm happy to do that with you.
I will not be grabbing a cold one with you.
You get high?
If you love comedy movies and miss the R-rated comedy movies of the 2000s, I currently have a comedy movie in post-production that I wrote, directed, and produced titled Hometown Summer. The movie is very much in vein of the 2000s-style R-rated comedies and follows the story of 3 childhood best friends whose plan to attend the same college is thrown for a whirl in a summer filled with drugs, sex, and bad business decisions. The movie is set for release in 2025, and you can follow the movie's progress on Instagram by following @Wolverines Productions, by signing up for our email list at hometownsummer.com, or by subscribing to this YouTube channel. All of these relevant links will be posted in the description along with the pinned comment. Number 4, EuroTrip. Yeah, this is one of my favorite teen comedies in general, which is my favorite subgenre within comedy. It's just another one of those fun hangout road trip movies, except we get a change of setting across Europe. Scott McElwes really steals the show as Scotty.
That guy in the orange jacket is mentally retarded.
See, I can tell. Have a very special day.
Okay.
Number 3, American Pie 2. This is my favorite movie in the original American Pie series, and honestly, I don't understand the poor reviews on this one, especially after American Pie 1, the original, got a fresh tomato from Rotten Tomatoes. We really get to see Sean William Scott, who plays Steve Stifler, take on a bigger role in this movie along with Eugene Levy as Jim's dad. The movie's just a lot of fun altogether.
Guests bring food. Food attracts animals. This one time, a bear came, and then the bear had to be destroyed, which means they shot it in the head with a rifle and killed it, and it died.
You must know, Michelle.
Number 2, Ted 2. This one, aside from maybe Wedding Crashers, might be the funniest movie I've ever seen. I probably averaged a laugh about every 5 seconds in this movie, and honestly, the last time I watched it, I thought I was going to injure myself from laughing so hard. Granted, I'm a huge Seth MacFarlane fan, just a humongous fan of the original Family Guy series when Seth MacFarlane was still in the writing room. This movie really follows the same formula as Family Guy humor. If you're into Family Guy, you will absolutely love this movie.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Shut up! You fucking crazy? We don't want that guy running around in here.
No, Johnny, he'll be on our side. He'll help us. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
You are meddling with powers you do not understand. Cut the shit.
And number 1, This Is 40. This one really shocks me that it got such poor reviews. This one I found to be one of Judd Apatow, the king of comedies, best movies of all time. We follow a couple played by Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann who are absolutely hilarious, who take on the trials and tribulations of aging. This movie's just so funny, but it also has such strong dramatic beats to it as well.
She can have vegetables and fruits.
So, she can eat fruit?
Fruits, yeah.
Any kind of fruit?
Mangoes, pineapple.
It isn't like there's safe fruit and then there's unsafe fruit.
No.
What about French fries?